This episode of the GSE podcast is brought to you by Exceed Ground Support Equipment Leasing, your trusted partner for GSE solutions. We specialize in tailored operating leases for ground handlers and airlines, offering top-notch equipment and flexible terms to suit your needs. Partner with the industry leaders, we're committed to bringing you new equipment offerings that keep your operations running smoothly and efficiently. Choose Exceed for competitive rates and exceptional customer service. Visit exceedgse.com today and soar to new heights with Exceed Ground Support Equipment Leasing. All right, welcome to a special edition of the GSE podcast. We're just weeks away from the GSE Expo, the ground support equipment industry's premier event. I'm Matt Weitzel, host of the GSE podcast, and today I'm thrilled to have with me Bill Baumann, Aviation Group publisher, and Josh Smith, editor of Ground Support Worldwide. Gentlemen, how are we both doing?
Doing really great, Matt. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Matt. Doing good.
Not a problem, guys. I'm very excited about the show. We're back in Vegas after having a year off, and we've moved to a larger venue. So in 2021, we were where? Not at the Rio.
Well, 2021, that was an interesting year. We were planned to be at the Rio until 2 months ahead of time, and then some COVID things happened and the World Series of Poker, and we ended up at the Caesars Caesars Forum.
Yes, the Caesars Forum. Yes, and actually,
right.
I loved that venue. It was great actually, and it was nice to see everybody.
It was a beautiful location. It was tremendous. I think the other thing that they hosted that you might know is the Super Bowl draft party. So it was an upscale venue, beautiful location, but really didn't give us enough space. That was one of our challenges that year. It was a little bit confined, and we had to do a lot more exhibitors inside than is traditional for this show. Typically speaking, it's about 2/3 outside, and that was kind of a 50-50 split, and really didn't give us enough room to expand.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And obviously, this year we're going to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and that is going to offer you plenty of space.
Plenty of space. We do have a lot of space. So I will say, even with our limited space last year, we had about 85,000 square feet of space. So it was one of our biggest shows ever, even with that amount of space. This year, we've got about 95,000 square feet of space with over 250 exhibitors. We're going to be at the Convention Center at Hall C1 and also at the Silver Lot outside. And you'll see it when you come down the monorail. We're right there. We're the big space right outside.
Okay. Now, just so I can kind of get the lay of the land here.
Sure.
Can I go right to outside, or do I have to walk through the inside part to get to the outside part?
Good question. So registration is in an inside area. So you will have to go inside to register. Once you've done that, what's that?
I said, thank God. We're not going to be standing out in the heat registering. All right, go on.
Well, with the big long line we expect, maybe you'll have to stand. No, I'm just kidding. No, you'll be able to go inside to register, get your badge. And then from that point on, you'll be able to go into either venue. There'll be a split to be able to go either way you want to go. So there's a lot of accessibility. It's a lot closer than it was last year. It's literally just a short width of a street apart, one to the other, the inside to the outside. So there'll be a lot of access and ability to go back and forth.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. That's perfect. So what does...
And I have to say, Matt, if you come on the monorail, as you come off that platform right at the top, if you look to your left, you'll see the vista of about 70,000 square feet of GSE Expo outdoor exhibitors. So it'll be pretty impressive that way as well. We won't have the Ferris wheel that we had last year, but we'll have this tremendous vista to look over everything.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I'm very excited about it. What does the food look like at the Las Vegas Convention Center? Are we gonna have anything special there?
Well, convention center food is always the best. So.
As long as they have coffee, really, is all I'm looking for.
Right, right. So we took some feedback from the exhibitors over years and the attendees over the years, and we actually are trying something a little bit different this year. We're doing a food truck area, so it'll be a barbecue and food truck area that will be outside, and we'll feature two or three different vendors that will give you kind of a different selection of food than you're used to. So it won't be the typical hot dog and slice of pizza. You'll be able to get barbecue, hamburgers, tacos, some different ethnic foods. It'll be we hope it'll be a much appreciated upgrade in the food opportunities.
I am very impressed with this. And before I asked that question, I was kind of thinking, I thought I remembered hearing something about a food truck, and I wasn't sure if that was exactly right. And I'm very excited to hear that was not just a dream of mine. And in fact, you all have done that, and you've upgraded the food for this year's event. I'm very impressed. Thank you so much for that. We're all going to be very excited about that.
Yeah, I have to say, it's always one of the challenges when you go to a trade show, right? Is how you're going to eat. So it will be something definitely unusual. And there's also a barbecue guy out there too. So an outdoor barbecue guy.
Okay, awesome. Actually, so this will be so I've been in the industry for 16 years. I've been going to the show for a really long time. I've always really loved going to the show. But, the food has always been a sticking point for me. Obviously, it's the reason I brought it up. And the other thing that would happen is that I would get stuff, invariably stuck in my teeth. Right. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to have to go back to your room to go and make sure that you're good in the mirror and all that stuff. And you don't have barbecue sauce on your face or, pork in your teeth. So last year in 2021, not last year, 2021, I sponsored Exceed sponsored the bathrooms, and I put flossers in there and toothbrushes. So that way nobody had to worry about that. And we'll be doing that again at this show. So just so all the exhibitors know,
sponsorship.
Yeah, just so the exhibitors know, Matt has taken care of you, and you will no longer have to worry about talking to a customer and having something in your teeth.
It's that is an important thing, and we appreciate the sponsorship. It's a unique one, and we really enjoy it.
Oh man. So all right. And then what else should I know this year that's different from 2021 other than the venue and the food?
Well, I think the venue is going to be a big part of it. There's going to be a lot more space outside to get around. Obviously, we're going to still be doing the demo area. The grounds are set up a little bit differently. There's both a main aisle, and then there's a large, what we're calling the runway, that leads out all the way through the entire outdoor space out to the demo area. And we have 7 different companies out there demoing products where you can actually get hands-on with products. Now, the way that works is, and I think they did this in the past, but we've kind of expanded the area a bit, is that you make an appointment or visit the sponsor at their booth, and then they'll bring you out there to their equipment, and you can actually go out there with them, get on the equipment, move it around, drive it around a big area. And so it gives you a real unique opportunity to get hands-on. It's one of the experiences that we think that makes the GSE Expo International in Las Vegas much different than anything else out there.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think that's one of my favorite parts of the show is just being able to go and touch and feel the equipment. And then not only that, right, you can drive it around, and it's not all the time that you get to do that kind of stuff. It's very rare. And so I think it's a very unique thing that you all have that nobody else has. And, it helps the customers make decisions, buying decisions, and it allows these manufacturers to show off new products. And actually, I've been talking to a lot of the manufacturers about that demo area and about bringing equipment and what they're bringing in. A lot of these manufacturers, really target this September, GSE Expo to launch new products. And that's got to be exciting for you guys.
Sure, there are. And we know of a number of those opportunities that are coming up. Most of them are embargoed, so I can't tell you about them right now. But there are going to be some exciting announcements and throughout the show, especially first day leading off. So there'll be exciting things across the board when it comes to that. And don't get me wrong, too, when we talk about that demo area, inside of everyone's booth, you'll still be able to raise and lower. There'll still be a lot of action going on in the booths themselves. So the demo area is primarily for moving things around. So it's a hands-on show. You've been there enough to know exactly what goes on.
Yeah, but there's going to be some hopefully there's going to be some first time people there, and it's always great to let them know that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can definitely get in the de-icers and go up in the boom and all that kind of stuff. And it's a ton of fun for people. And All right. So we got the demo area, we got the food, we got the new venue. Anything else that we want to cover off on the show?
Well, I should also say that right now our attendance is up as well, so people are pretty excited about it. Typically speaking, we say that there should be between 2,000 and 2,500 people. It's not the largest show in the whole world, but it's really the key people who are making buying decisions. And this year, right now, we're sitting at over 3,200 people who've registered to attend the show, which is significantly up over the past two shows that we've done. We expect it could get as high as 3,500 people there. So it will be an exciting opportunity to really network with pretty much everyone out there. There's also going to be some opportunities out there. We brought in, there's a military group meeting that's going to be doing some custom meetings off in the inside location. So there's a lot of groups, and we're trying to make it the show kind of grow out of the needs of what the attendees are looking for. There's a lot of trends in the space that are changing these days, a lot of technology that's coming along, and we want to make sure we're touching on all those bases. So there'll be a lot of opportunities to see what's going on and to see new vendors and new types of equipment that the attendees are looking for, that are part of their jobs these days.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. That's great. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Thanks for providing that information. So Josh, you have a podcast, right? The Aviation Pros podcast. Will you be doing anything at the show?
Yeah, of course. We're going to be, just running around like crazy as an editorial team, which is not, unusual for a trade show, especially the GSE Expo. But, recording podcasts at trade shows and conferences isn't really a new thing for us, but we're really excited that in our booth, we've got some dedicated space just for podcasting and shooting video. I think it's going to lead to some really compelling conversations. Everybody's there with new ideas and new solutions to kind of overcome some of those challenges that are taking place in the industry. So with everybody there with that top of mind, I think it's going to make for some really good conversations. I think we'll even have a little bit of room in our booth kind of around the recording area so that if people are wandering by, kind of checking out the latest stuff, they could even, pull up a seat and not necessarily have a full-on live podcast, but if you want to drop in and kind of hear what we're working on, we'll have that access available to the people in attendance. So the other really exciting part too is our editorial team has grown in recent years. So we're going to have the most editors we've ever had on hand at a GSE Expo. Our whole team's going to help facilitate the podcast recordings, conduct interviews, make those booth visits, and really, just compile all of that new breaking news that's taking place across the industry. And I think it's going to yield some really comprehensive coverage. And I can feel myself talking faster as I go here because we're just really excited to get out there on the grounds and hit the floor running.
Yeah, I'm in the same way. And like I said, I've been going to the show for a number of years now, and there's always everybody's there. Everybody that you want to see in the industry, all the decision makers are always there. And it sounds like this year it's going to be even more than what I've ever seen. So this is really exciting. I think that we're finally 100% back after COVID. And the 2021 show was honestly great. And it was a huge relief to get back in front of everybody. And I think a lot of people showed up, because they felt comfortable, and you all made it a comfortable space and had the hand sanitizing solution, all the stuff. But this year is just going to be, I think it's going to be no holds bar here. And I'm very excited about it.
Right. Yeah. And I have to say, I wanted to add something to Josh too, because he's holding back a little bit. The one other exciting thing we're going to be announcing at the booth this year is the Ground Support Team of the Year. So that's a new award that we've just introduced with Ground Support Worldwide magazine. And we're going to actually be giving that award to a team of people. We won't announce who that is yet, but on day one, we'll be making that announcement and that presentation at our booth. So I did want to make that point too.
How will you be giving away that award and letting everybody know that's happening?
Yes. Well, we can start by letting, your listeners know that, on that first day, that Tuesday, around about 3:00, about an hour before the show closes, that's when we're going to start gathering, our award winners in the booth. We'll be making announcements ahead of time to try and get some people over to help recognize these winners. And then, yeah, that'll be part of our podcast recordings after we get a chance to recognize them and give them the honor they deserve for all the hard work they've been doing. We'll get a chance to sit down with them and talk a little bit more in depth about how they've been able to cultivate this strong team and gotten the best work out of their colleagues and kind of push each other to kind of raise the level of service that they're able to offer. So I think it's going to be a really good way to kind of kick off some of those podcast recordings, and I hope some folks will be able to join us in our booth when we're ready to hand out that recognition.
And Matt, I have to say that the idea behind this Ground Support Team of the Year award goes back to one of the trends we see, or the challenges we see in the industry, right? Personnel and keeping staff and making people happy and bringing them along in the industry. It's one of the big challenges our industry faces all the time, is to keep people in the industry. And I think this is an opportunity for us as a show and as a media organization to champion the employees and the people who make everything work. And the idea was, in this premier event, we went out and solicited nominations. And I have to say, this is one of our most successful awards we've ever done. The nominations, it was amazing how many nominations we got from different organizations. And it was a very difficult decision to make. There were dozens of companies that could have easily have won this award. So it was a difficult decision, but we could see the industry really enjoyed it and really liked it. So it'll be something you'll see more and more of from us in the coming years. So I just wanted to make that point that, it really was. We thank everyone for being a part of nominating. And part of that will obviously be, they'll know that that'll promote it also and let people know what's going on in the market or at the show to be able to come and visit the booth. So we're excited about it.
Nice. So a lot of announcements on day one. It sounds like any special things that are going to happen on day two?
So I think it's going to be so much catching up. I think everybody will come into the show with a lot of enthusiasm, but as Bill alluded to, there's just so much, space to cover and so many individuals to meet with. I know everybody really likes to kind of load up the front end of their schedule there, but I think just honestly, logistically, we're not going to be able to do everything day one. So
yeah, I
know we there are a few things planned there, but I think so much business is going to take place on day two. Really, the day one is a lot of good feelings. Saying hi to folks you haven't seen in a long time, getting that initial momentum underway, and then day two is really down to business and making sure you're getting those meetings with key people across the industry.
Yeah, I think typically at trade shows, you'll see that day one is the announcement day, and then day two is the get to business day. There'll be big drapes pulled off of new pieces of equipment at the show on day one, and then on day two, it'll be the people getting an opportunity to really kind of get hands-on with that equipment and see what's going on. So we expect it to be pretty busy. We'll be doing interviews and meetings in booths and at our different booth locations throughout. So there's a lot going on. It never slows down. As you know, when you get there, you feel like the show's long, but by the time you get to day three, you're like, we could do this for another 2 or 3 days. So
yeah, that's exactly it. Yep. Well, this has been so informative. Josh, I think the only thing that I wanted to ask you about was, so you're doing the podcast, and I know Aviation Pros, I guess what is like a year or two ago, launched a new website. So, what are you doing, like, as far as like with the rise of digital media and online platforms? So you're doing the podcast, and you got the banners and all that kind of stuff that people can get on the website. What else? What other kind of cool things are you all doing over at Ground Support Worldwide?
It's been a lot of fun, and it's been challenging at times, but always in a really positive way to continue evolving, with the media industry. It's especially for me in particular, I'm kind of an old newspaper guy. That's where I came from. So getting into some more of this of the multimedia opportunities has been a real joy. And as the media industry continues to evolve, people still need important information to help them do their jobs and live their lives. So really the overall goal hasn't really changed. We're still out there trying to serve our readers, but how we serve them has kind of changed over time. So, some people prefer to digest their news with the traditional print magazine. So that's, we still have that available to our readers, but other people like the format of the magazine, but, would rather just have it in their pocket on their phone. So we have the digital flip book for them, for example. So other people, like to digest their news, with a podcast or by watching video clips. So we've figured out a way to do all of those things so that we can, write directly to our audience, whether that's on aviationpros.com or through the, Ground Support Worldwide magazine. But really, when it comes, how the industry prefers to consume their coverage, we can deliver it that way. Like I said before, it's really just about serving our readers. And from that perspective, we're medium agnostic. The key is just to be a service to the reader. And, that's always been the top priority and will continue to be so as we move forward.
Nice. So
yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Media agnostic is a thing that we've always strive for. So as things come along, we serve them. I think the other thing to look at when you look at the Endeavor Aviation Group is that we are a broad group. So we have airport business, we have ground support, we have AMT magazine. And with that, we cover the entire airport space. So that's really the way we look at it. While we're called the aviation group, I really look at us as the airport group. We cover everything that has to do with supporting the air flight and everything in that space. And so the nice thing about being on that Aviation Pros platform is it gives us the opportunity and the audience the opportunity to dive into different stories that they might not normally see specifically in ground support. Maybe they're interested in some other equipment stories or some other airport business stories, some maintenance stories, that kind of thing. So it gives them the opportunity to see that entire story. And that's really what we're looking to provide to the audience as a whole.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And so I heard that you're going to do video. Is that right? So do you all have a Ground Support Worldwide YouTube channel? Or do I have to go to Aviation Pros to get all my digital like video content?
You'll find it all at aviationpros.com. So if you're new to the concept, that's probably the easiest place to go to. Just head there. That's where all of our stuff is. But no, we do have an Aviation Pros YouTube channel as well. So if you're familiar with the YouTube platform, you'll be able to find us there and even subscribe so you can get some notification when our videos come out. You'll also get notifications when our podcasts publish as well. Those get pushed through our YouTube channel, as well as, out to all the usual podcast locations, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, etc. So if you're trying to discover some of these new avenues that we're using to get information out there, go ahead and come to the website. If you're already out on Spotify or using YouTube on a regular basis, go ahead and find us there. We have a Vimeo landing page. Basically, we're everywhere we need to be to get in front of the GSE audience in the ground handling space.
Yeah, for sure. And I think so. The show starts on September 26th and runs to the 28th. And it's going to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Now, is it too late if somebody's listening to this podcast and they haven't signed up for the show? Can they somehow attend the show?
Sure. Not only could you attend, but you could actually exhibit too if you were very agile. I think we still have 2 booths inside that you could have. So we're close to sold out, but you can attend and you can go to gseexpo.com to just register to attend right there. If you're a company that's purchasing and evaluating ground support equipment, it's $25 to attend. You can sign up right there. You can also sign up right at the show. So you can come to the show and sign up day of the show as well. So we're always available to attendees. You can come in anytime you want. We're always open to new people coming. Hey, Matt, there was one thing I did want to call out as well. Evolution of the show. Endeavor launched our version of this show. IEMA, which is the company, the association that we do this in partnership with, launched their version of the show. And a number of years ago, we came together to form International GSE Expo. I did want to make a call out to them too, because we're just partners with this show with IEMA. They're doing a great job in putting this show together as well. It's the Association of the Large Ground Support Equipment Manufacturers. Their board, is critical in this show coming together and being at the forefront of equipment. So I did want to, if it's okay, just make a call out to the board that works with us on putting the show together. And that's Jennifer Mattisey, who's the board chairman, Brock Crocker, who's at Vestagard, Ben Reeves at PowerStow, Justin Brennan at Textron. And they come together and we really work hard to put this show together. So it's as much IEMA as it is ground support worldwide putting this show together. And I just wanted to put a special call out to them, make sure that we're giving them all the credit for the great work that they do.
Yeah, they deserve it. I know all those folks, and we are IEMA members. Exceed is, and they do a fantastic job, and we appreciate everybody that has anything to do with the GSE Expo, vendors and any of the airlines that come, and the ground handlers and all the people that attend. They are what make the show possible for everybody and make it such a success every other year. So yeah, it's a great call out, and I appreciate that. So this is last call. I think we've got a lot of information out there, but if there's anything else that we want to cover, go right ahead.
I think from my perspective, that's it. What I would like to say is thank you for doing this. It's great to see great partners in the marketplace, great companies like yourself, like Exceed out there doing these sorts of things. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate you supporting it. We also appreciate you being a member of IEMA. So thanks all around.
Yeah, no, not a problem.
Yeah, Matt, we really appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit more about the show. And I think I assume I speak for a lot of people when I say we enjoy talking about the show and what's coming up. But when it's 2 years in the making to put this show on, you get to this point of the process and it's, you're so anxious to get there. You're ready to stop talking about what's going to happen and just get to the event and, connect with everybody that you haven't seen in a while and just, enjoy the 3 days of networking and learning. So I'm just eager to get there and actually enjoy the show a little bit.
I agree. I'm getting in on Sunday, so that way I'm ready for for setup on Monday morning, and then golf with your golf thing that you all have put together, and at a fantastic course it looks like as well.
Yeah, it is a tremendous course, and it's much closer to the Strip than we've ever been before.
Yes.
So you can look at from the Valley High Golf Course, and you can see the Raiders Stadium sitting right there in the distance, and you have the view of the Strip. So this year it's going to be a little bit different. We're doing it a little bit earlier, and we're not going to have a full dinner afterwards. So the nice thing about it is you can come, you can enjoy the networking opportunity, you can hit a golf ball around a beautiful course, network again, have some drinks, and then be off for the night to go enjoy Las Vegas on your own or with clients or with all the people you meet at the golf event. So we look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, man. Thank you all so much. This has been Matt and Bill and Josh for the GSE podcast. Thanks a lot, you all. That's a wrap of this episode of the GSE podcast. A big thank you to Bill and Josh for sharing information about the GSE Expo with us today. If you're as passionate about the ground support equipment industry as we are, please hit that subscribe button and share this episode with fellow GSE enthusiasts. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring more of these enlightening discussions to you. Now, for those attending the GSE Expo from September 26th to the 28th, here's an opportunity you won't want to miss. Visit Exceed at booth 617 and take the mic. That's right, you can record an intro or an outro for the GSE podcast. Who knows, you might just hear your own voice in an upcoming episode. Thanks for tuning in.